Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Game 2 of our three-game championship series. Here at the Australian National Curling Championships, we've got Matthew Heskett here from the Queensland Curling Association and Team Gojnik from the men's competition here on commentary for the time being. We've got two games on today, so as we said, this is the second of the second of our three-game championship series on Sheet C here which is our broadcast sheet. Is Team Curl Jam versus Team Williams. So Team Curl Jam with first stones in the first end, and Team Williams with last stones in the first end, or hammer. And on Sheet B, we've got our men's teams. We've got Team Armstrong with the first stones of the end with red stones, and Team Johns with hammer in the first end with yellow stones today. So it's just me for the time being calling this game, but hopefully once our spectator crew grows, we'll be able to get some additional commentary into our game this afternoon. So thanks everyone for joining us. It is our 3 o'clock game here, so 3 o'clock local time in Naseby, New Zealand. And thanks for joining us all around the country and all around the world from wherever you're dialing in from or tuning in from. So here on Sheet C, we've got Anne Powell about to come out for her first stone of the first end. So Anne Powell's soaring second at the moment. Jen Westhagen in the house is looking potentially at a takeout, or otherwise a draw in behind the top guard. So we'll see what Anne's going to throw. Sweepers are on hard, so looking to try and take that red out of the house. And a little roll, but doesn't quite get behind the guard, but that's okay. Currently sitting shot rock by the looks of it. Alan Williams looking to call the takeout as well. So we've got Karen Tithridge here with her first stone. And looks like we're joined by Andy Collins. So Andy, thanks for joining us.
Hello viewers, it's good to be here.
So we've got a very exciting game here. So this is obviously the second of three championship games for today. For this championship. Team, if you didn't see earlier, Team Williams won the first game earlier this morning. So this is a bit of a redemption game for Curl Jam to take it to the best of 3. And then over on Sheet B as well, Team Johns was successful this morning. So again for Team Armstrong, this is their chance to try and take it to the third game tomorrow. And it looks like with that shot that that Karen just took out her own stone in the back of the house.
Team Power are, of course, wearing one of their collection of Hawaiian curling shirts, which we've seen in the mixed doubles and mixed fours in different variants. Looks like she's trying to get this behind the centre guard and to bury that nicely behind.
Some good communication there from the Vice in the house there. Jen Westhagen trying to get the sweepers on, and just looks like it's just gone to the back of the 8 foot. But still sitting 2. And Helen looks like she's now calling the hit and roll. So trying to take out one of those yellow stones and try and roll behind guard, potentially into a shot rock position.
That would be one less bit of granite for the opposition and one more for Williams' team. Managing to hold that straight.
A nice roll to bury it behind the guard. Probably just a fraction further out than the yellow that's in the back 8. But there's still a lot of rocks to come. But if needed, we've got our wonderful umpires, Sandy and Rob Gagnon, on board. If we need to call for a measure at the end of the end.
Do we think Rob's awake back there?
Rob's always awake. Rob's always paying attention.
He's managing to stay vertical.
He is, yes. It is quite cold out there at times, so we do thank our wonderful volunteer umpires for the effort that they go to every year to make sure that we're able to curl clean and curl fair. Jen Westhagen now with her first stone. Just again looking to potentially draw in. Try and build this end knowing that they don't have hammer. And try and put Team Williams in a position where they need to move some stones to try and bank a big score. Looks like it's coming a little narrow though. A little light, just nudging that red into the top of the 4 foot there.
They might have wanted to stick on top of that one.
Mm. How was your morning, Andy?
It was lovely. We went into Ranfurly and did our grocery shopping. Nice coffee and a pasty.
Nice.
Which I found 1p.
1p in the pasty?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like finding one under your mattress.
Princess and the Bee style. Were you here for the game this morning, or was that your shopping trip time?
I was, Nate. We enjoyed women's and the men's first of 3 this morning. Had enough time for our shopping and coffee run.
When I was on the commentary a little earlier today, one of your teammates, Brad, was quite animated.
Oh, yeah.
Quite loud in the commentary, up here in the spectator booth.
What did he do this time?
Oh, he was just cheering as much as he could.
Yes, I have to declare my conflict of interest in this game. I am married to Anne Powell, and there's quite a few spouses out there. There's Matt Panucci, who's married to Jen, who's about to deliver this stone for Team Powell.
Certainly is a family affair this year. As you said, there's a number of married couples here. I've got my partner here, Grace McIntosh Phillips. She was on Team Palushak, and we'll be playing mixed doubles together a little later.
Excellent.
And then there's also father and daughters as well. So we've got Stephen V. Johns, and so they were in the men's and women's, and obviously going into mixed doubles, as well as Carly Milliken as well as coming to play mixed doubles with her dad Hugh.
It's quite a nice shot there. Team Powell managed to put another couple in the house. They buried that red rock in there.
Still looks a bit visible from the right-hand side of the sheet. But still, it'd be a fairly tricky shot.
We'll also be back here in Naseby for the juniors, New Zealand and Australia juniors camp. Bring our two sons, and there'll be several other offspring coming to that.
That was a great double there from Sarah Westman from Helen Williams' team there. That'll be a great opportunity for your boys to come out. We've got seniors as well, obviously not participating in the junior camp.
Yeah, they'll be out here for the seniors as well.
Championships.
Young and old, and the juniors they spend a lot of time with the Kiwi locals and have a good time with them. Get to know people from other places. And my boys are going to be off to Finland in December to play in the junior men's Group B competition.
Wonderful. Well, good luck and all the best for them on their trip to Finland. She's got Aggie that's thrown a stone in here, and it's just nosed that red out. And looks like it has been swept out the back. So we've got skip stone. So that was so Aggie's first, and then Helen's about to throw her first stone. Obviously, Team Williams with the hammer here. Curl Jam currently sitting 3.
With a nice centre guard there. Looks like that's going to stay there for the moment.
Sarah Westman looking to try and call at least to take out that the yellow that's in the 4-foot. Maybe trying for a double. Thanks again, everyone, for your patience as well, just with our the cameras. Unfortunately, we're just still having some technical issues with some Windows updates. So we're getting as much footage as we can for you, but yeah, we will try and call as best as we can. That's what's happening on definitely on our broadcast sheet, and as we see some things happening on our on sheet B, we'll give you some updates there as well. But Helen Williams just nudging that. Hitting and staying that red stone, so currently sitting shot rock. 1 stone each left for both Curl Jam and Team Williams with the hammer. Oh.
Has this become a radio broadcast for the moment, has it?
Well, I think there is some. We do have some cameras up. It's just not a camera at each end. So it's just the back of the camera pointing towards us up in the commentary box. So you might see Anne Powell is certainly communicating well with her team, trying to get that stone, that yellow stone, to hit the red stone.
Bend it a little bit, and they're jammed on the back.
So Team Williams is still sitting 1 with the hammer.
They'll be looking to turn this into a score of 2.
Thanks to everyone who has joined us via both the YouTube channel and our Facebook live stream as well. So we've got Phil, who's loving the live stream at 30,000 feet above over Coffs Harbour. So if you were joined in before, Phil Goshnick had joined us from the east-west runway at Sydney Airport. returning back from Naseby and Queenstown earlier this morning. So great to see you dialed in, Phil, and hello from Naseby, Rick. So glad to see that you've joined us from Canada as well.
Helen's looking to grab a piece of the forefoot. Needs to curl a little. And here it comes.
Coming in, and
Very
Helen
well.
has drawn to the forefoot to score 2 in that end. So waiting for the official score to go up on the scoreboard from Rob Gagnon. It looks like it's 2 to Helen Williams, and that's been confirmed. So Hamel flip over to Kurljan for the second end. And while we're waiting for them to restart their end, we've got Tanner Davis has just thrown his last stone of the first end on sheet B, which is the game between Team Johns and Team Armstrong. Tanner's drawn into the button there. Looks like that might also be... It's definitely a score of 1. There's some rocks on the outside edge of the house. Not being moved, so not quite sure if we're... Yes, Sandy Gagnon's going to do a measure on that one. So this will be a measure to see whether we're going to get to a score of 2 for yellow for the men's game on sheet B. Lots of excitement here in the first end. Still plenty more curling to go. But it's always good to start off with a measure to keep it nice and close.
I'll get the blood moving for Sandy there on a cold chair.
Certainly will.
Got in trouble for putting my own score up from Rob Gagnon before. Said that was...
And so it's a second yellow for sheet B. So that takes Team Johns to a score of 2. So 2 with the hammer, and so Dustin Armstrong's team he'll take hammer into the second end. I'll tell you a little secret that I learnt. So last year I did some umpiring with Sandy and Rob, along with Carolyn Swan as well. There's a little secret that Sandy has, is that I don't know if you've noticed that
Please tell.
there is a heater that's beside the umpire's desk downstairs, and you'll often see a little blanket over the top of the heater, which is obviously a no-no. Never leave anything unsupervised on top of a heater.
Don't do that at home.
Don't do that at home.
Kids.
However, just a couple of minutes on that heater is enough to warm up the blanket to then put on the cold chairs, which just keeps the core warm while you're sitting at the other end.
Like a hot
of
water bottle.
Like a hot water bottle, exactly right.
Lovely.
So there, we can see the blanket there as Sandy's coming back.
I could tell you another secret also.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if I'm revealing too much here, but Sandy is a proud owner of some electric socks to keep the feet warm.
That she is.
In the lower part of the legs. And happy to say she hasn't caught on fire yet.
No, that would definitely be a terrible thing to happen. But no, we do thank our umpires and all of our officials and volunteers who have helped to make this event what it is each and every year.
They don't get paid very much at all. In fact,
That's true. So
nothing at all.
Nothing at all for
And it
volunteering.
costs them money to be here.
That's right. But we're very appreciative. But back onto sheet C, Kristen here has thrown her second stone. 2 stones into the house, both on the forefoot, and Ann Power signalling to Fiona to try and take them out, try and move some stones around.
And hopefully sit behind the corner guard there if they can. And it looks like they're drawing behind the guard. Looks like they're ignoring the 2 stones in the house, opting to bury behind the corner guard. Looks like we've got a little too much weight on it. And Williams will sweep that out of the
Great
house.
sweeping there. Unlucky from Fiona, but that's all right.
How do we think they're splitting the house here or trying to protect that.
They might be splitting the house, but they don't have hammer. It's a fair bit of weight there.
Looks like they're trying to freeze on the top of their pile there, so if Team Powell hit that, they're hoping at least the top one would stay. Yeah, if I can have a word from our sponsors, we put in a plug for the Victorian Curling Association's Fun Spiel 2.0, which will be a open Bonspiel for anyone who wants to enter. Grab some mates, or we'll find you a team. This will be happening October the 17th at the O'Brien Group Arena in Melbourne between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. We had a great time last year. We had teams from all over the country.
Certainly did. I was there with my partner Grace, and we also then brought Phil Gojnik and George Thomas.
Teams also from Western Australia, junior players. Looks like Anne has opted to try and remove some red granite here, trying to hit that on the nose and stick, but she's lost the shooter. Removed one red stone, two left there, and maybe that similar rocket going up. It looks like Helen's going to put in a guard in front of that. That will probably make it hard for Team Powell to hit it with enough weight to send both rocks going.
Thanks again to everyone who has joined in, and thanks again for your patience. We're just doing some camera updates at the moment to try and get you as many shots as we can, both the overhead as well as the down the sheet shots. So thanks for your patience with those.
Karen Tithridge is putting in quite a well-placed guard there, I think. Team Powell can only see the outside one at the moment.
Dual purpose guard, so both guarding the stones behind but also scoring if that's what it comes to.
Looks like they're opting to remove as much red granite as they can while trying to keep their yellow stone in play behind a bit of cover offered by that yellow corner guard. Keep that one on line. Top red's removed, but the yellow shooter also spills out.
So Team Williams still setting two. Helen's calling for a guard. Try and guard those red stones in there in the house.
Too much, so that's going to leave those two red stones unprotected. See if they can hit both of those two reds. I'm not sure they'll be able to move their shooter undercover and take both of those out. scans. Wants them to put it in between those two stones at the top, maybe hit it later. They can slot this stone just resting in between those two red stones, though. Any contact with that should make the two red stones disappear and the yellow stay.
Jen Westhagen with her first and two. Is it?
Looks like it's got a little bit of weight.
And power calling if the sweeper's off. Don't sweep.
So Rennett's going to move here.
Ticks off the red. And then Helen just sweeps it out of the house. Still in play though, just at the back line.
Those two red rocks are still lined up next to each other fairly well. So it looks like we're going to have a repeat of the
Try and put that guard back up again.
guard back.
Yep. Just a reminder of the scores as we're coming into the end of the second end. We've got Team Williams on sheet C here with red stones. She's sitting 2. Both 2 here, but also 2 from end 1 with Team Curl Jam with the hammer with the yellow stones. And on sheet B, we've also then got, Team Johns sitting on 2 from the first end with Dustin Armstrong's team, Team Armstrong, with red stones with hammer in the second end. So great guard there, protecting those stones, those red stones in the house. And Powell looking to just try and remove that guard again. Try and get access to the house, access to the stones, so she can try and then build her end. Got a lot of sweeping happening here. So both Aggie and Fiona are sweeping hard. Just called off at the moment. The guard's moved, but it hasn't taken out those red stones behind. So red stones still exposed.
Seeing another repeat of the guard going up.
This end seems like a bit of an end of repetition. It's all just going to come down to that accuracy. Can the teams continually repeat, be consistent?
Team
Put the
Powell.
guard, take the guard, put the guard, take the guard.
Team Powell won't want the end to finish with those two red rocks sitting there. That'll be a 2 to Team Williams.
Thanks again to everyone who's joined in. And for those who are sending through comments both on Facebook and YouTube. We've got Helen Williams throwing her first stone at the end.
Should have a pretty good idea of the amount of ice width to throw to by this stage, but of course everyone on the team throws slightly different, needs slightly different ice calls.
So that one's just possibly a little heavy for a guard.
It's a bit closer.
Yep, it's in the 8 foot. And power calling the hit and roll.
Maybe able to chip the leftmost red stone on the back there away, as well as the top red guard, and roll theirs back behind a bit of cover.
So we get the hit and a little roll. Rolls into the 8 foot. Still with Williams sitting 2 at the moment. But now Powell's got that that buried stone there in the 8 foot. Could come in handy later. Helen Williams, she's just got her last stone left. Looks like Sarah Westman just holding the broom again, just for the guard, trying to put that guard back.
It's going to make it quite hard for Team Powell to try and remove those two scoring reds.
So second last stone at the end. Aggie from Team Curl Jam still has her stone to go. Sweepers are on.
Looks like it's curling a bit more than they hoped it might.
A little lighter, so it's going to curl a little more.
Which means they might be able to get at those two red stones.
So while Team Curl Jam is just working out what their next strategy is over on sheet B, we've had a blank. So Dustin Armstrong threw his last stone and ticked out the yellow that was there, and then theirs rolled out as well. So that'll stay a score of 2-0 with zeros in the second end. So Team Armstrong will carry hammer over into the third. They're just having their little 1 minute between end break.
So for those new to the game, the team with the hammer, the last thrown stone, they would normally be looking for 2 or better score with their last stone. And if it doesn't look like that's possible by the end of the end, they might opt to remove all the stones from play, in which case they retain the hammer on the next end and have a chance at multiple score on that end.
So Aggie's thrown her last stone. It's coming down the ice. Was the call for the freeze? Or a little nudge?
I think they might be wanting to bump both.
I think
That's
it's just gotten
tight to
past
the
that
red,
red
and
at the front. Knocked it out, so they've saved it.
saved it.
They've knocked it down to just one. So they're taking
one.
they've taken their one with their hammer.
Didn't manage to move the other red, but
Got a good save.
they've at least got one in the positive there.
They'll regroup and reset for the next end. So on sheet C, we've got Team Williams on 2 and Team Curl Jam on 1. Team Williams will take hammer into the third, so they'll have the last thrown stone of the third end. Thanks again, everyone, for your comments on Facebook and YouTube. So thanks to Phil for congratulating and thanking Brad for all his efforts here. So Brad's got our wonderful volunteer who looks after our live stream. So both sitting beside us here in the commentary booth during the finals, but also while he was playing on ice, he'd be running up at his halftime break, just checking on the stream, making sure it was all going well. So thanks to Brad for all that, and thanks Nick for calling out the commentary. Glad to see that you're able to join us even on your trip all the way across the world.
The viewers' gallery starting to fill up nicely here. Seeing lots of faces from the men's and women's round robin.
There's a buzz of excitement in the air. Will we see a result tonight, or are we coming back tomorrow? That's the big question. Obviously for Curl Jam, Team Curl Jam, and then on sheet B, Team Armstrong, they'll be wanting the win tonight to bring it into the third game tomorrow morning at 10 local time here in Naseby.
They will be treated with some more exceptional curling.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow.
This morning's game, certainly on sheet B, not the broadcast sheet, but on sheet B, it was certainly an arm wrestle that was there.
Kristen throwing the peel and try and remove that
yellow stone from play. Looks like managed to save the shooter and roll that over to the edge of the sheet. If you've got the hammer stone, the last stone thrown of the end, you generally like to keep the middle open and score to the sides if you can. That's the classic strategy. While the team with the first thrown stone of the end, which is Team Curl Jam this end, they might like to have some centre guards and rocks in the centre there, which they can roll behind and freeze to hopefully steal points from the end.
So that the rock from Fiona that was just thrown just swept to the back 8 by Helen Williams. And we're really grateful to have all of our stream here today, all the equipment, all the technology behind it. So we just want to give a shout out to Rob Webb from Rough Road Media for all his expertise and the equipment and everything he's been able to provide to help us get this stream out to everyone. Not only just today, but also throughout the whole week of our men's and women's curling championships, and then on to our mixed doubles when that kicks off officially on Wednesday as well. So thanks, Rob. Thanks for everything that you do for us and for Curling WA as well. Very much appreciated.
Big thanks, Rob. Kristen has taken out the yellow Curl Jam rock from the back of the house, and they're now sitting 2 in the house with no guards. So it looks like maybe getting into a hitting competition here.
It is a split house though.
That makes it quite difficult to remove more than one rock at a time. So if we trade rock for rock, this would end up as a score of 2 for Team Williams.
And Powell with her first.
Sweeping quite hard to hit that at the right angle that they might.
And then trying for the
catch
double.
The red on the back.
And wow.
Haven't quite managed to take it out.
Didn't quite get it, but what a great
rings.
shot.
But then in our sitting shot rock.
We've just had a comment for you, Andy.
Yes.
Someone was very sorry. So Phil, the other Phil, not Phil Gojnik, the other Phil.
How many fills have we got?
We've got quite a lot of Phils. So he's sorry to hear about the 1p pasty. It's surely a crime against humanity to have a 1p pasty. So yes, Phil, I wasn't there, but I'm sure that Andy was very disappointed.
Yeah, they weren't very stingy on the meat though. So,
mate,
the P was occupying a little bit of meat territory, but
so almost
not
a
a
pie
lot.
rather than a pasty. But we're not going to get into pie chat today.
It was noticed there were quite a few signs up in the cafe of what they would do to people that complained. So wasn't about to test them on that one.
No, that's fair enough. No,
I did enjoy my 1p though.
we do enjoy the hospitality we get from Central Otago here, where we come and visit all the small little towns all around Naseby and everywhere where we stay. It's a great part of the world, great place to come. And you're really lucky, Andy. You get to come twice a year.
I do, yes. Yeah. And we'll be helping to run the juniors camp with Nelson, our Kiwi friend, our local. Then we're going to stick around for the seniors competition.
So Ann Powell looking like she's just trying to take out that red that's in the back of the house there. Control weight call. It's coming around. And it just takes it, but also clips their own yellow at the back. Still stays in the house. Still just sitting 1 for Curl Jam. Great shot, though. It was quite
Pretty
wide,
good
quite
shot.
wide and quite deep, so...
Yeah. Quite. It's a little bit different hitting out rocks in the back of the house to hitting rocks in the front of the house. You have to allow for a wider amount of curl.
Especially out on the wings, too. Sometimes it can be a bit frosty.
Yep. No one's been playing out in the wings and don't know what speed to throw the rock. Hasn't been enough traffic down there to remove the frost.
Karen Titheridge here with her stone, coming in, trying to take out the yellow in the back. Just curling around, trying to nose it, and stays. Great shot, Karen. Trading blows at the moment.
Closer we edge to the right, the higher probability of that rock that's just in play might end up having an influence on the game. Someone jams on that rock, it might just be
a fighter. And power calling for the takeout again.
Team Keljam be hoping to keep Team Williams down to a score of 1. Team Williams having a hammer.
Sweepers are furiously sweepering again, trying to keep it online. Hits and rolls a little bit, still stays in.
Nicely done.
So once again, trading blows. It's a bit of an arm wrestle game. It's similar to what it was this morning. This morning's game was quite an arm wrestle.
Closer that rock gets to the back edge, the harder it is to keep your shooter in play.
Now it's Sarah Westman's turn.
It's a little bit narrow.
Might. Yes. Looks like it's just over curl. Just misses by a whisker. So that yellow stays in. And power calling for a top 12 shot, trying to protect that back yellow. Some extremely talented curlers out there, so lots of shots to be made, but also once the shots are there, lots of shots to be taken.
If they put this rock in line with their yellow, that gives Team Williams the opportunity to maybe throw a double or curl in behind the top yellow.
It's coming down the sheet, just crossing the far hog line.
Maybe
Little
bit
heavy.
Deep, in which case they might want to freeze on top of their yellow.
Lots of sweeping going on, and it looks like it does just nudge that one.
It's close to a freeze there, but not
quite
on the nose, in which case quite easy to remove the two of them at once.
So Sarah trying for the double.
She's a little bit narrow again. She may just clip the back one. There it goes.
Well called. Still plenty of stones left on sheet B as well.
These curlers dealing with a lot of variables. If you throw a takeout down the middle, that quite often curl more than a takeout on the sides.
So Aggie with her first stone. Throwing forth today, not the skip, but throwing forth those skip stones.
Looks like they're trying to place it back on the top of the house in line with their back yellow. Once again, it's
a little heavy.
A little bit heavy, and it's not
coming around.
Could give them a chance of a double.
Could be a double, but also does provide a little bit of separation. Not quite splitting the house, but just far enough apart that it's going to be a very, very technical shot to try and get them both in one go.
not only is there different ice movements down the centre of the ice and the sides of the ice, but as the temperature and humidity rises and falls in the rink, the weights require the friction of the ice. The frost changes also. There's a lot of variables they have to take into account with each shot.
Especially as the athletes as well are starting to sweep hard, generating a lot of heat, a lot of body heat, changing the dynamics inside the ice.
You noticed over the last few days, if when all 4 sheets are in full use, it's quite quick on the ice. All those people sweeping hard, and then as some of the games ended, the ice started to slow down a little.
So Helen Williams with her first stone. She's got hammer.
Wonder if she's trying to get the double here or just make sure of the nose hit and stay.
If she can get it, she'll try it, but it is just nose it and stay. Still sitting shot. But at the back of the house, in the back of the gate.
Each time they hit this rock on the nose,
Get closer and
it
closer.
gets one rock closer.
And Powell calling the takeout again. Aggie's throwing her last stone. So last stone for Curl Jam today. Well, not today, for this end.
What's happening to Aggie?
Oh, no, nothing's happening to Aggie.
They do have, both of these teams do have an alternate player sitting down below us. They can swap a player out and bring in the alternate at the end of an end if they wish.
So shout out to Joe Robbins for Curl Jam and Michelle Fredericks Armstrong for Team Armstrong, who are the alternates for this game.
Some discussion down there between the skip and the vice skip. Do we think they want to hit and stick, or are they trying for the double?
Well, they do have hammer, so I think hit and stick is probably all that is needed.
That'll score them
It will score them
a
the
single one. But the hammer will switch to Team Curl Jam.
That's true.
Looks like they're happy to take the one.
So Helen's just delivered her last stone of the end.
Sweeping quite hard. I think they're trying to keep that one on line.
May have overcurled a little.
Maybe seeing plan B.
It's just missed.
That's a big disappointment. Team Williams.
So Curl Jam takes 2, moves to 3. As you mentioned, Andy, hammer flips.
Hammer
One
flips.
float. Yep.
Nope.
No, that was a steal of 2, in fact.
Correct.
That wasn't a
Yes.
steal of 2, so
Yeah,
well done to
absolutely
Curl Jam
correct.
for the steal of 2. So Curl Jam sitting 3 with Team Williams on 2. Team Williams retains hammer in the 4th. And over on sheet B, we've just got Team Johns with their last stone. Team Armstrong have got hammer in this end after that blank that we had a little earlier. So Tanner Davis throwing, trying to draw in, maybe sit a little high and protect their stone right on the button.
Quite a few yellow stones in scoring positions.
Steve
on
Johns
this
is
end.
sweeping furiously, trying to just get it into the right position. Block off the takeout, block off the draw. They're potentially setting 3. Difficult to see from our angle that we've got here.
Yeah. Looks
If
like
I
they're
look
sitting
over,
3.
I can see the camera on the other one, and they're very comfortably sitting 3. So it'll be down to Dustin Armstrong to try and throw his last stone to try and either cut that down or try and find a way in to get one. Back on sheet C though, Fiona's just thrown just an ever so slightly heavy guard, just at the top of the 12.
Which means that Team Williams can remove that stone if they so choose, and
That's
like
what it looks like
exactly
they're
what they're doing.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us here, whether you're joining us on the live stream, certainly here in the upstairs in the rink in the viewing area. The energy's getting a little electric. We've got lots of Australian curlers up here, as well as some visitors as well who've come to spectate. So thanks everyone for joining us.
Looks like they've hit that and possibly caught a bit of the house there too. So Team Powell can remove that if they want. Looks like they're trying to draw behind it.
So at the start of the fourth end, an hour 48 left on the clock. There's still plenty of time left on the time clock here.
The sheep next to us looks like Dustin and Sam are
Almost getting out their
working the
protractors
angles on this one. There's not going to be much tolerance on this shot, whichever shot they choose.
Fiona has thrown a guard. Looks like it is sitting on the centre line. So great guard there from Fiona.
Okay,
Well
I'm
done.
not sure that was the shot called, but it's
not.
quite a happy outcome, I think.
Good
for
plan
the
B.
team that does not have the hammer, who, as we discussed before, they tend to like rocks in the middle so that they can come behind and have a good chance at stealing a score. Kristen managed to come behind and bury. She achieved inside the 4-foot ring, but it's open.
So over on sheet B, Dustin went for the takeout. Clipped the top
managed to
yellow, which then took out the back one, but it then rolled in behind. So I think that'll set 2 for yellow. So steal of 2. We'll just wait for the official score to go up on the scoreboard.
While we're waiting, we can smell the mulled wine wafting up our nostrils from the kitchen behind us.
We can. So thanks to everyone here at the Maniatoto Adventure Park for their wonderful hospitality over the past week that we've had and the week to come. So thank you so much for all of the wonderful food and goodies that you've been able to provide for us. And as Andy said, the mulled wine as well. It's called the Naseby Glog. It's got some wonderful aromatics in there. And
Being enthusiastically drunk by some of the people in the gallery here.
And in the commentary box too.
Looks like Anne's just clipped the second of the 2 guards. Rolled out, still in play. Let's change things up a little. Helen can now protect that with a guard of her own.
So scores official on sheet B. So at the end of the third end, Team Johns is up 4-0. Dustin Armstrong still retains hammer. So that's steal of 2 to Team Johns in the third end. We've got Karen Titheridge about to throw her stone on sheet C.
Sweepers are on and off. This could be close. Still coming there a little bit deeper than they wanted it. And that's corner frozen on their own, so that might be a bit easier to pull to remove at once.
Looking for the hit and roll.
Smelling some pies aromas wafting our way as well.
Mania Toto Adventure Park put on some excellent pies the other day.
And Pals managed to hit it close to nose and remove 2 red stones and sit, but didn't quite manage the roll behind the centre guards, so that top scoring stone, top of the red is open to be hit. Don't know if Team Williams can get enough angle on this that they can remove both yellow stones and stay in. So it's hitting just now, and thank you to teammate Brad, who's delivered one of New Zealand South's finest Speight's Gold Medal ale.
What's the call here, Andy?
Looks like Team Curl Jam's going to come around the centre guard. Hopefully bury that. They're sweeping very hard for line at the moment, so there's a good chance they're going to clip it. But it will stay at the top of the house. Might be able to tap that in later. Looks like yellow is sitting 1.
Plenty of enthusiasm up here in the lounge with our spectators. Great to see people still coming from all over to see the second of our 3 final games. Obviously, from the results from earlier today, Team Curl Jam and Team Armstrong are looking for the win here to take it to a 3rd game.
Looks like they're trying to tap that top red in. Which means it'll hopefully stay behind the guards. Be promoted to a scoring position, and the shooter will be guarding it. That looks like they've shot narrow.
Looking like it's coming in on that top yellow guard.
Wreck on the top yellow.
So that was Sarah Westman's first shot, remembering that Team Williams has hammer in this end.
So now the centre guards have sprayed to the sides.
And a big shout out to everyone who's joining us today, not only whether you're up here in the lounge or whether you're joining us from wherever you're watching. And a shout out as well. I know that you're aware that we had a little injury in my team, Andy.
Yes, yep.
So shout out to George. He's trying to sneak a pizza into where he is at the moment to try and watch the game. So good luck, George. Hope everything goes well with your recovery, and hopefully you do get that pizza in so you can watch the game.
The authorities frown upon this pizza.
Look, they might.
Or do they, would they like a piece?
They might like a piece. There might be the pizza taxes that makes its way to the room.
They have to sneak it in there so he doesn't have to share it.
That's right, that's right. Lots of concentration out on the ice. Very important shot.
Be interesting to see if they can try and take out.
Trying to take that top red. That's at the top of the house.
Looks like that shot down the centre of the ice is moving quite a bit, but they've managed to keep it straight. There's one less red that can score.
Which will certainly help Curl Jam, especially since Team Williams has hammer. Try and reduce as many of their rocks in the house as possible.
Curl Jam look like they're owning the top of the house at the moment. Team Williams won't like any of those being tapped back, because if they get tapped back, they'll be scoring and have cover from the shot stone.
Sarah Westman, the vice, has come down from the hack to consult with Helen Williams about what the right shot is, what should happen, where do we throw it, what do we do?
Perhaps they're going to be giving it more than a tap. There's the risk of the rightmost yellow stone jamming on the red, perhaps. But at least that'll, if they remove those top two stones, they'll be able to keep the centre open. And that'll give, if they can keep that open for the whole end, they'll have the option of a draw to the centre. Head scratching about this shot.
Have they called a timeout yet? Not officially.
Sandy might be looming ominously behind them if they haven't.
Yes. Still plenty of time on the clock. But for those who aren't aware, we've got just a continuous countdown clock here. So 2 hours 40 for our 8 end game. The rules are if the clock reaches 0, you can finish off your current end. But you can't start a new one, and the scores will stand at the end of that end. So still plenty of time at the moment. Only a couple of stones left in this end. And we're still a fair way away from 1 hour 20, which would be that halfway moment. Teams will get their 5-minute half-time break after this end is finished, though.
We've delivered a Mars bar to Fiona Foley from Ranfurly for the halftime break.
Is that Fiona's preferred sugar substance hit?
It was at the time of the frantic text message, I think.
This rock is steaming in. Looks like they're going to try and take both of those yellows out. It's going to stay.
So Redstone came through, knocked one out to the sideboards, and then the second one is just spun to the back of the 4 feet. So just biting the back of the 4 feet, sitting in the white paint, just beyond the tee line.
Team Curl Jam's quite keen to clog up that centre now that it's open.
They're sitting in a good position on the scoreboard. They're 3-2 at the moment. It's Aggie's first stone, so Aggie's throwing fourth. She's not the skip though, but she's been chosen as the strongest thrower out of the team for this game to throw those 4 stones, the clutch shots.
Looks like it's got a little bit of weight to it.
Sweepers haven't touched it.
It's moving in for the kill. And out the back.
Out the back.
Goes. It's a little bit disappointing. Aggie has played a few years with the Hungarian national team. Now lives in Australia.
So Helen Williams making her way to the hack for her first of her 2 stones. Remembering that she's got hammer in this end. After Curl Jam stole 2 in their last end. So retaining hammer for this end. And you'll be happy to know I've got a photo. The pizza made it to the viewing platform.
And a thumbs up.
And a thumbs up. So
excellent.
Great to hear, George, that you managed to get the pizza in.
Hopefully he's in better spirits now.
To your viewing position. So well done. Well done on getting that pizza in.
Is that going to warm the ice on his knee there, on his leg?
Quite possibly. Great to see you in good spirits, George. So Helen Williams is throwing her stone, the first of her 2.
It's now angling towards the side guard. See if they'll be able to sneak it
It's
past.
just going to get past. Oh, it's just ticked off that side guard. They're certainly on path to try and take out that, either take out the yellow or at least sit and freeze. And Powell looking to try and split the house as best as she can.
Throwing that with quite a bit less weight. Throwing it to the sweepers. Good pair of sweepers can drag the rock an extra 5 metres or so.
It's curling through, but I think Helen's going to start to sweep very, very shortly.
A little deep also.
Still a great shot though.
Now 3 scoring yellow stones. Don't think we'll see a multiple score from Team Williams here. We've been asked to try and remove those 3 stones. They're all lined up quite well horizontally along the tee line. Looks like they'll try and just take the 1.
So last round of the end, Helen Williams just sitting in the hack. We're about to slide out.
Looks like they're trying to keep that a little bit straighter.
Trying to potentially use that yellow that Aggie threw as a bit of a backboard. It's got to get there though. Sweepers are sweeping hard. It's coming in. And it's just a little short.
Maybe second stone. Just steal of 1.
Steal of 1 to Curl Jam. So that takes them to 4-2 going into the halftime break. So thanks for helping us call
It's been
so
a
far,
pleasure,
Andy.
Matthew.
I'm not sure whether we'll be joining after the halftime break or not. There's a lot of people talking about wanting to commentate. Not quite sure if they're willing to step up or not, but we may see you after the 5-minute break.
See if they match their words with some words.
That's right. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of the stream. If we don't hear from you again, well, if we don't hear from us again, I should say.
And, keep watching. I'm sure it looks like an exciting second half on Sheet C. Looks like Sheet B's reasonably in control by Hugh there, but anything can happen in the game of curling. It can happen fast.
B. Looks like they're going to try and bend it behind. Cannot. So it's on the close to the button. It's out in the open though, so it's not going to stay there for long. If Tanner makes his shot, which he often does, mostly.
So Tanner Davis with his last shot here in the fourth end. Dustin Armstrong with hammer, so this is Tanner's last shot for Team Johns. Trying to just take that red out that Dustin put on the button.
Hopefully keep the yellow. That would be 4 scoring yellow stones that Dustin Armstrong's going to have to either remove. It's not, can't see them removing 4 stones, so he's probably going to have to draw it into that red.
Steve Johns sweeping furiously here, trying to keep it there. Trying to keep it on line.
Nope, nailed it.
So he's punted one of his scoring stones out, but that's all right. They still sit 3.
I think 3 will be well enough in there. I think Dustin's going to have to draw into that red. Take 1.
So the left side of the sheet's wide open. Right side is well clogged up with those 3 yellow stones just sitting in the 4 foot and the 6 foot. But the yellow, the left side where Sam Williams is holding his broom, plenty of room. It's just that pressure shot at the very end.
Just draw into the red.
That's
Haven't
right.
you heard that before? Isn't that so easy to say?
Yes.
Not so easy to do.
They do have the option of hitting the side of that yellow stone and rolling a little in as well, which helps if it's a little heavy.
Sweeper's just lightly cleaning. Wanting to make sure it doesn't just put its brakes on.
It's a little heavy. And about to stick. Nicely done. So that'll be
one to Team Armstrong. So that takes the score to 4-1. So Team Johns on 4 as they head into the halftime break with Team Armstrong on 1. Team Johns will have hammer in the 5th, just as Sheet C comes back out.
like
so
the ladies back out again.
we're just going to take a little break.
Take a break.
And as I said, you may hear from us again soon, or you may have some new commentators. So thanks again, Andy. We might speak to you soon.
Thank you, Matthew. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone out there.
All right. Well, we've got some new people.
Commentators.
Yeah, new commentators.
You're
so
welcome.
my name is Amanda Halushak, and we've got
Nicole
Hewitt. H-E-W-E-D-T.
No relation to Dean.
Yeah, no relation to Dean. So we played also in this tournament, which was awesome, and finished third. So it was a fantastic run. But this
Yeah,
is
lots of fun. Played both of these teams. Great competitors.
very good competitors. Obviously better than us.
Barely.
All right, so we're just into our fifth end, and we have got Williams with the hammer.
So they've each had a little bit of a break. Might be a little sticky. No teams out there now on a fourth end break. Probably won't affect it too much, but we did find on sheet C it got a little frosty.
Yes, it absolutely did, and it's certainly a little bit more frosty when you don't have any other teams out there curling.
Yep. So they're just sweeping. Get Kristen's
Kristen's
rock.
got a fantastic rock here, doesn't she? Look at that. That curl is amazing.
Yep. A little bit of a bump, so she's fantastic. Wonderful.
So these two teams, I think this is now their third game against each other. So they have a pretty good read on how everybody plays and how everybody is going. We've got Sarah out there who just gave us a bit of a wave.
What do we have for lineups today for Team Powell?
So we've got Anne. She is throwing second stones. I think Fiona is in lead stones. We've got Jen throwing third stones, and we have Aggie throwing last stones.
And sweeping. Must be a good sweeper then.
They do have some strength in their sweeping, absolutely.
Okay, so Powell delivering. Going for a hit and roll. Control.
Her weight looks phenomenal. Needs to come over a little bit, but she's
Yeah.
got great weight always.
Can't see over the glare of their Hawaiian curling shirts. Oh, wonderful shot.
What a wonderful
Perfect.
shot. Perfect. You can't.
100%.
Yeah. I would score it 110% if I could. So Williams looks like here she's going to clear the front. So we've got Karen, who is going to peel that away. So she'll have some high weight to
And
throw that.
This is her bread and butter. She has a lot of strength.
Absolutely.
So Powell set up the front pretty good for this end. Now that I know the colors of each team, thank you for joining.
We've also are enjoying a little bit of a Naseby special in the Naseby glug.
Yep, mulled wine.
Naseby special. If you ever get to Naseby, it would be something you should try.
Perfect shot. Karen delivers again. They're just trying to roll their stone out.
So we can't, oh, it does look like red is shot.
Yeah, just by not much.
Yeah, so I'd imagine that Curl Jam will be trying to get rid of that red. They've got room there to,
Huge
you know,
corridor
take it
to go
out.
through.
Just need to throw probably a little bit of weight, a little bit less weight to allow that curl to happen.
And everyone's favorite intern. Surprised those shirts made it another year. We wore those shirts last year.
Yeah, we were told that we had to watch out for it being a fire
Don't
hazard.
stand near any open flame. All right, nice delivery by Anne. Good. So they're on it immediately, which means it's either light or it's curling. Oh, well,
Oh,
if
they're
they leave
holding
it,
it.
if they leave it,
They
they
need-
might be to get on that front and push
Oh,
it
it
forward.
looks like I think they're on the top guard, but the weight was good. maybe just needed a little bit more ice, but the weight call was great. But it clears to the front, and that's also a great plan B.
Yeah, their yellow's a little open now.
Just on sheet B, so if anybody's following that, so we've got the men's team playing their second final, so best of 3, and it looks like Johns
versus Armstrong.
And Johns is up 4-1, and Johns has just put one in behind a guard off to the left hand, exactly, corner guard.
And this is, so we've had Team Johns 2 wins to 0 against Armstrong so far this competition. So it looks like they've got a pretty confident final coming up here. And here's Karen again.
Karen's just going to throw another hit and just try and get rid of that yellow stone. If she loses her stone, I don't think that they are all that disappointed with it. Kristen has
her red. Yeah, so she split them.
And look, that's not a bad shot, actually.
Helen probably wants to keep it clean right now.
Kristen is a fantastic sweeper. You can see the power that she employs when she is down on that broom.
Now we have Jennifer Westhagen shooting. They're gonna get her to a hit here. Jen is known for her draws, her come-arounds, her through the port, so.
And her sticking to the button.
Yes.
And we only know that.
Love to test this takeout.
And we only know that because we played against Jen, and I think she.
Looks like they might need to get on a. Oh no, if they want to roll, it's looking good. Yep. Come on.
She outdrew us in our first game.
Okay.
Great shot, Jen.
She's up there. Didn't get a roll, but that's fine. She's top 12, so it's not doing much for the other team to come and freeze to or anything like that. They'll have to remove it or slowly start drawing around as they get less rocks to throw.
And the key really here, Nicole, is to make sure that you are above the tee line, right? So all of these rocks be above the tee make it, playable. Anything below the tee gives the opposition a chance to kind of sit on it.
Exactly what I did for most of my second shots after a big hit. Nicole, you need to be up front. Beautiful
what a
shot.
Great shot.
Fantastic
And
by
Sarah's
Sarah.
just made a fantastic shot. She's able to roll over. She's not out counting the Pearl Jam
Yellowstone.
shot, but it is a great result.
Yeah, and they can hit off that if they need to. So we've actually moved into a bit of a hitting game here in this end.
Absolutely, and that tends to happen when you remove or if you don't have those guards up front. Now we don't have any of our, if there is any feedback or any comments, we don't really know if there's anybody making comments, but Nicole's actually going to look.
I will check. Okay, so we have Jen's shot number 2 here. They're going for the removal.
She has just such a beautiful straight slide. Her line is really lovely.
Nice weight for this.
Looks great. They're
Just
sweeping
enough
hard.
to scroll
Beautiful
front
shot.
and block her own. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, lovely.
Does set it up for. Is there a double there? It's hard for us to see till that screen changes over.
Yeah, look, there might be a double there, but Helen's opted. Well, she's looking at potentially curling behind, which isn't a bad shot. Nope, she's now decided that she's going to call the double.
She'll use Sarah's good takeout. Sarah's a good hitter. Equally fantastic at her draw weight, but reliable on the shot if you want to use her second stone for this.
Sarah definitely having some weight with that shot. So she just gets the 1. But look, 1 is better than none.
Yeah, and she's sitting directly in front, so if they did need to tap it for any reason, it's an easy hit first for Williams.
Looks like on sheet B, as we just have, we're just waiting for Aggie to throw her first rock, that sheet B, we have John's team with 2 in the house. So they're sitting 2 at this point. Aggie is just throwing a draw, so looking to just maybe be above the tee, top 12, maybe 8 foot.
Front 8.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to go anywhere in the
They're
house
watching it,
except
they're
above.
watching it. It's close.
It is close, isn't it?
Well, she has really good draw weight too. Oh, it's coming out there. we get a little bit of a delayed
View of it.
view screen, so we can see it unless there's curlers in the way. It's just gone a touch deeper than I think they would have liked, but equally it's better than through, right, Amanda?
It is, yes. Yes, we
6
don't want
end
it
when
to.
you need to take 2, you know, everyone's rowing through.
And it's not
Speaking
below,
from experience.
and it's not below the tee line, which makes it something that Helen is going to have to hit. So she can't just sit on it, so she's going to have to hit this out. She's going to hope for the roll. So it looks like she's taking ice that
Yep.
is.
And it's her first shot, so she will go for the hit and save that draw for her second,
Yeah.
if needed. Okay, so Powell's sitting 2
Yes.
at the moment.
Yep, she is, and doesn't have hammer. So that's nice, you know.
Yeah, so not difficult shots for Williams, but still has to make a shot.
Puts the pressure on a little bit, I think.
Not difficult for Williams, who's recently been curling overseas at this Australian seniors women's team, so she's had a bit of practice lately, and her team have been able to have some pre-tournament practice as well. So this should be an easy hit for her.
So great delivery. Looks like they're just watching it. A little bit of sweeping. They're sweeping now, so it's got a bit of curl there, and a great shot. Great result, and she sticks it. So that is a nice shot by Helen.
Expected by Williams. I'm looking at the comments. Okay, that's not with us. Oh, shout out to Janet and the mulled wine.
Oh,
It is.
My second
very
glass.
good. Yeah, yeah. We can confirm that Janet's an ace at mulled wine.
I wonder what the
Um,
alcohol content in the mulled wine is.
Depends how loud we get in the next 20 minutes. Philip, welcome to the commentary box. Thank you for the warm welcome. I hope we can do you proud. We got
Aggie's
Megan
throwing-
Edwards. Oh,
Aggie's throwing her last shot here,
This is
and she's
important.
just looking to take this one out.
yes, she wants to. Oh, they're on it. They're on it. It is curling. Hold that, ladies. Perfect.
Beautiful shot by Aggie. So if people are watching, Aggie does have a little of a, so she gives it an extra kind
She
of
sets.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you, Nicole.
Set
So she
stone.
sets it. So you'll see the ice is quite different for Aggie. So she was middle of the rock, but when she is delivering it, she is able to just set it, which allows it kind of to go a little bit out before it comes in. And she's got beautiful takeout weight.
She's a beautiful delivery. So if they ice her well, she usually does it nice.
So Williams just threw this shot, so this should be a fairly straightforward shot for her. As a skip, it is always lovely to throw the same shot twice.
Yep. I mean, Williams would be wanting more than one, giving up their hammer, but at this point when it's a close game and they have nothing else to work with, they'll take their one. And
So I think it'll be
Perfect.
a great result for Williams. So yes, Williams gets her one.
wonderful.
And now Curl Jam has the hammer. Do we have anything on the chat?
Yeah, so we have Megan Edwards. I think Megan has a curling blog that I have seen. I could be wrong with that, but I'll check that. I'm pretty sure I recognize that name. She's a night owl. Thanks for joining us. Andrew, I don't know if this is recent or not, but what's better for high performance curling beverages? Vodka, soda, mulled wine, or Pinot? Well, none of them, Andrew. But if we were high performing for performance curlers.
Well, we
would do-
are.
We talked about this last night, and it is exactly what we drank as commiserating for our loss.
Oh, so we only really started all of those drinks after we were done
yes,
our.
we wouldn't drink during competition, but vodka
No.
soda because it hydrates us.
It does.
The most.
And my sweepers were amazing and swept their hearts out. And so, yes, some vodka soda to replenish their losses during these sweeping times.
So Jeff, I'm guessing the men's game isn't being streamed. Unfortunately not, it's on sheet B. And the streaming sheet for nationals in our Curling Australian Nationals is sheet C, which is currently the women's game. So we're coming home to 6 now. These are some important ends.
So Kristen is just, I think, throwing up front. So I think Williams would be looking for just something out front so they have a bit of a guard. And then while that's happening, we'll just take you to sheet B. So Johns is sitting 2, but Dustin has just thrown a guard, or he was trying to corner freeze to one of the John Stones, and it
Just went a bit.
just a little
it's
bit
not
far.
Shotstone, so he's third.
And it's just a little bit tricky from our angle, Nicole, to see. It looks like he's probably third shot on that.
Third shot. Yeah, we've had confirmation from the gallery here.
Fantastic. So Kristen, back to our Williams game, she threw a really nice center guard. It's not quite on the center line, which does allow a tick to happen. So she, if Curl Jam wanted to tick that rock away and move it away from the center line, they could.
Cannot remove it though.
No, that would be in the 5 guard rule.
Free guard
A
zone.
free-
They still call it that?
No,
We're old. We're
whoa.
old curlers. Older.
Older. Not as old as some.
No, exactly. You're only as old as you feel.
And let me tell you, the mulled wine makes you feel
Young.
young.
Spicy.
So Fiona just played her first draw, and it was just a little bit heavy. So it just kind of, the ice, you know, might keen up a little bit with the 2 teams back on there, and it just kind
Bit
of,
of adrenaline rushing through as well. Wanting to do really well in these last few ends. Coming home, this is an important game for Powell. They have to win this to stay in the competition.
yes, the pressure would be on. So Kristen's just thrown,
Really nice weight. Just
Yeah.
needs to come a little around this guard.
and that is a beautiful outcome.
Yep. So she threw, looking for center guard, just off, not far though at all, and then come around. So fantastic work.
Yeah, great weight. Could have come a little bit more, but sometimes it can be a little bit tricky with ice calling.
We just had a comment from a poster, great commentating, and I have learned about the mulled wine.
Oh,
Fantastic. Thanks, Bradley Hewitt.
Thanks, Brad. Hopefully, Brad, you know, you can make your way out here one day to watch some curling.
Okay, so they're on this. It's sitting out wide. They clearly want it to come in closer.
And they're
to the
working
forefront.
really hard. The girls are working
Yeah,
really hard to
fantastic.
make
Good
sure
sweep.
that it is in the rings. It doesn't come out. So sometimes we've found on these sheets, and this is, you know, the beauty of curling, is if you get a little bit outside, it can hang. So
Yep.
I think Fiona made the best of a shot that hopefully we were hoping to curl in, but at least it's in the rings.
Yeah, every rock counts now, from now on. You need rocks in play to win. Stack some points on each end to bring this win home. We curled with Fiona last year.
We did,
Yep.
yes, yeah.
So different teams this year, but she has certainly worked and practiced and improved her game. So it's lovely to see. Well done, Fiona.
Absolutely. Well done, Fiona.
Okay, so Karen for Williams is going.
For the hit here,
Yep.
I think, right?
No, she's
no,
coming
she's
in.
drawing
She's
in.
coming in,
Yep.
which, if she has good weight, will be fantastic because she's come off of 2 huge hits.
Look, that's a really, really lovely shot. So some
Perfect, yeah.
some might have gone for the hit. I think it's a bit of a toss-up because if you hit that yellow stone, it is still wide open. So,
And Williams doesn't have hammer, which means she doesn't have last shot.
yeah.
So she's trying to set her end up so she can actually steal one or two.
Absolutely. So you hit that, it's wide open, and you give the opposition an opportunity to hit it back.
We have another question. Is this the second game in the women's final? Best of three? Yes, Jeff. And Lauren's on to it already, but it is best of three in the finals. And Williams won this morning's draw, and this is game 2.
So a beautiful shot by Dustin Armstrong. He just made a double. In fact, a triple, but he did knock his out, but it was a beautiful shot. He has some exceptional weight, which comes just for that practice, right? Increasing your strength.
Yeah, you can never count. Dustin is always one of those curlers that you have to be very vigilant against because he will make those big shots as a skip. And that's what curling's about. Okay, so we've got Powell going off the front guard here. What did they call the double? Sorry, I was watching the men's. So she's on the front. She's going to knock it
No,
and
I think
roll.
she was
Yep.
just trying to split them away. So just to
Fantastic.
peel it away, that's a fantastic result.
Appeal's actually a lot harder shot than it looks when you're watching curling, because if they want to remove the stone, you don't want it in front of the house. Easy to do in a non-pressure game, but not always so easy in a final.
So we'll wait for final scores on sheet B, but I do believe Johns has taken 2. So they had hammer, and yes, it is a 2. So that's confirmed. So now it is 6-1, but Armstrong has the hammer in the 6.
Okay, so we got Karen coming out again, drawing in up front, setting up the end for these red stones to come away with a steal without hammer.
And that's looking like a really nice rock.
So she's looking like she's trying to keep it up front. They could have actually potentially dragged that back behind, but you don't, again, what we said before, you don't want to come behind T, so you create a little pocket for them to at least count.
Yeah, absolutely, Nicole. So anything behind the tee really gives the opposition an opportunity to sit on it.
Well, this is fun commentating. I do like to talk, so I wish I could sound more knowledgeable, but here we are. Matt's given us a thumbs up, so that means a lot.
Well, the gallery is very, very tuned into the games.
That's the one thing about when finals hit at Naseby here. If you've been following us, you know that Australian curlers do their nationals in New Zealand.
Yes.
In the ice venue here, but you will find that everyone comes out and supports and watches, and it's a really, really fun atmosphere.
It's a community, really, isn't it?
And that's curling, and that's why we love it.
We do. We need to kind of band together and hope to get some sort of rink in Australia. I think there is some plans and talk for a rink in Canberra.
Oh, okay. So here, Pal's coming in. She wants a little bit of a hit and roll behind. She has done the hit. She's just out in the open now, which makes it a little easier for her opponents, but still, again.
It was a good outcome,
Yeah,
right? You just don't want to miss that shot, so you want to make sure you hit it.
Oh, Jeff Davis is Tanner's dad. Okay, so good thing that we are updating you. We're a little out of the loop with family members here, but thank you, Jeff, for listening. Your son's doing amazing this week. Good guy all around, although I did fly over New Zealand with him and he did not recognize me, so
Wow.
we're 2 seats apart, and so I make sure to give him crap about that.
Jeff, we're sorry that you're missing the mulled wine,
Yes.
but yes, your son is curling very well.
And Tanner does a slide with the old corn broom. However, it's all wrapped up now, and
We don't want to lose. I don't know if you can get another one. It's probably
no,
not replaceable,
no, I don't
so you
even-
don't want to
there's
lose
maybe
your
a few
corn.
in some basements in Canada somewhere, but
You don't want to lose
he's
your
got a
corn kernels.
He's got a crazy tuck slide that hurts my knee every time I see him slide out. But boy, does he shoot well with it.
And his sweeping is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I wonder what kind of pressure he puts on that, Nicole.
I have no. That's not
Oh.
not my specialty.
So Hugh just threw, he was trying to peel. Oh, I think he was just trying to move the guard. You can't peel
Oh,
it.
beautiful delivery by West Hagen. So she's going for
the double.
Double here. She's right on line. She's got about
Looking good.
control plus weight, or maybe her normal actually.
Oh,
Okay, fantastic. So
nice.
she removed one of the red stones, but she is also sitting right on top of that other red, so it's an easy hit out to
Yeah.
keep hers in play if she needs that later into the end.
I'm thinking that maybe they weren't going for the double.
No.
I think just the one, and they were sitting on top. So that's
We were watching Tanner sweeping, so
for Jeff.
for Jeff, you should be very proud, and you are missing out on the mulled wine. It's fantastic.
I wouldn't recommend it too.
Okay, beautiful delivery by Sarah.
Sarah's just
As
looking to take
usual.
out.
So it looks like it's from Williams that it's hanging out a bit. They're trying to curl it.
It's coming nicely
It's
now.
coming nice. And she rolls out, but removes the stone from play.
And look, Williams is sitting too. So, you know,
Yeah, I actually think that's what she. I wasn't watching. It's probably what she might have called because she doesn't want to mess up the house and get a ton of rocks in play and score late in the game when she's got control.
yeah, absolutely. On game B, Armstrong has set up a beautiful end to take, try and get two here. So he's got two guards up. So now he has the opportunity. Tom is about to deliver a draw behind one of the guards.
And Jeff loves our commentary. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
We're beginners, absolutely.
So Jen is just running back this yellow
this
onto
looks
red.
close. So they're onto it right away. It's close. It's moving. It's moving.
Yeah, and they're off.
They're
and
off.
so it's
So
a
that-
beautiful shot.
And this is what we were talking before. Fantastic. Got some
Beautiful.
claps
And
in
the
the gallery
crowd
here.
goes wild.
And that's what we were talking before about that hit. How the red stone the yellow stone was immediately on the red stone, which leaves it open for a hit, and your stone remaining in play and for future use.
Yeah, that was a great outcome.
This
Beautiful.
is fantastic quality curling for women's curling in Australia.
Could be anybody's game, really. I mean, 4-3, and they have been tight for
Yeah.
every game that they have played together.
And
It's
their
a game
shot
of
making,
inches.
Yeah, and and their shot making has really been fantastic. Not having dedicated ice in Australia obviously makes a difference, but these curlers are going shot for shot, and it's really exciting to watch from here.
So Karen's just coming down to the end. It looks like they're having a little bit of a conference. They've got plenty of time, Nicole, so they're just trying to see what would be the best outcome for
They have
their
lots
team.
of time, actually. They have almost an hour for...
Well, 56 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yeah. Both teams are quick players, Williams especially. You can get into a bit of a faster pace when curling Williams that you have to...
Sometimes their superpower, I think, right? Is that quick play. Just keeps the game going.
So they're deliberating as a team right now on what's the best.
So Tom, on Team Armstrong, he did his first draw. He was a little bit short, and that was taken out by Team Johns, and he's just thrown his second shot and a draw, and it's beautiful.
It's fantastic. T-line behind the guard.
Oh, and we've got Team Curl Jam. They're dancing now. It's hard to see because their shirts blend in with
The
the
rings.
rings. So I'm not sure if it's them dancing or if it's the rings dancing. But they just had a little bit of a dance party.
Yeah.
You know what?
They're pretty upbeat team.
This is all about having fun, isn't it, Nicole?
Okay, so Johns has just come out. They're trying to take that stone that red just
And I think they're
got
on the
behind
top.
the guard, and they were on it immediately, which meant it was moving, and that's okay. He's removed the guard. Dustin's looking to sweep out past back tee to get that remove that yellow from play.
Great. And we've got Helen here, Williams, Team Williams. fourth shot's happening, and she's going to take out one of the yellows.
So she's decided to take the front right yellow on that top 12 and sit 2 of her reds next to each other.
Again, this is one of her bread and butter shots.
Beautiful delivery. Sarah's calling them off. Looks good. Looks good.
They don't need to sweep. She might not stick around.
It is looking like it's hanging there. Yep. But fantastic. Knocked hers in a touch more and rolled out.
Yeah,
Good shot, Helen.
great shot.
Oh, come on, boys. So it's Sam just doing a come around front red guard. He was just a touch lighter than I think Armstrong wanted, but still a good shot.
All right, so we've got fourth stones here for a curl jam, and Aggie is going to hit the red. So she throws that a bit of a different release. She's got a lot of experience, and so she is able to set the rock.
And she throws a fantastic normal takeout weight.
And they're a little bit of sweeping.
No, they're watching it. They're going back and forth, which means it's close.
And it just might curl out of the, oh, beautiful
That's a fantastic
shot.
shot. So she's hung around on the edge of 12, which actually kind of splits that a bit further.
So you might see Jen, her son has just come to the rink with his grandma, and he is
trying
just,
to wave to Mom on
he
the
and
ice.
she has seen him and waved back. How beautiful. He is our one and only young person here.
Yep. Hiker extraordinaire and super friendly. I wonder if he'll be a future curler. I wonder if they have him on ice yet.
Well, they certainly, if they haven't already, they should definitely get him onto the ice. Melbourne has a fantastic program for Learn to Curl and curling. They have a very, very large program there. So Team Armstrong is sitting 2. They are just about to have a, I'm not sure if they called a timeout or if they know that they have time. So
Yeah.
they're about to have a bit of a
So
conference.
they're meeting mid-ice just to chat because line 2 is the first time we might have seen that for a while against Johns. Okay.
Williams has thrown a hit, and it looks like it's great.
Dead
So,
on. Spot on.
yeah,
Yellow still lies 1.
she is just so consistent with her hits, isn't she, Nicole?
She's their mom. Yeah.
Aggie's throwing her last rock, and she's about, if she's got 2 here, so she just needs to be in the 8-foot.
Yep. So she anywhere 8 in and yellow will count 2. Does that tie the game up? I can't see the score. There.
That gets them 1 up, Nicole.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Do you want to borrow my glasses,
Yes.
darling?
I've never not been able to see the score, so I'm not sure what's going on.
It is looking
4-3,
a
yeah.
little bit
It's a bit hot, but they're starting to watch it now. And Powell's saying no, no,
Straight
never.
off.
And it's hard to call your sweepers off when their adrenaline's running and they want to make sure they don't lose it. You do
It's
not
a
want to
great
sweep
shot.
in there. Fantastic.
Aggie didn't even need her sweepers.
Good job.
Great shot. And the crowd is very excited.
So
You
that's
know-
a score of 2
Yes.
for Team Powell, and that's exactly what they would have been looking for, a 2 or a 3 that with the hammer.
We're doing the Mexican wave, I think.
And the numbers are getting dull, actually, in the wave. Oh, and then we have the Queen.
We have the Queen's
over
wave.
here visiting us today.
Yes. So, while Team Williams and Armstrong have a little powwow, let's just head into Sheet B. So, we have Team Johns and Team Armstrong. So, there are 2 in the house for Team Armstrong. And Tanner is looking at the double. So he has mapped it out ice level, and Hugh has placed the broom. So they're looking at that double. We've got Fiona, so obviously Team Curl Jam does not have the last hammer.
The last first rock.
Yeah, so they are looking that Fiona's rock will be out front, hopefully on the center line, and it's looking nice.
Jen's just calling the sweeper off.
Oh dear. So that didn't quite make it, but you know, all that means actually is that Fiona buys drinks for her team.
So Fiona's hogged a rock, which is actually easy to do in the last ends of a game because your nerves are there. But what we do is we charge her a drink.
Yes.
At the end of the game.
Well, and I would recommend that she buy her team a mulled wine.
Yes.
Oh, and so Tanner is throwing his last rock.
It's heavy. It's
A lot of weight
right up there. He's
and
going for a double, but it's almost hit it nosey's line second shot. So Armstrong still counting 1 with 2 stones to go.
I think that was their tolerance.
Yep.
You know, make sure you get the shot.
Oh, and we have a hello to Josh from VP19
Oh, hello, Josh.
and Lauren.
Hello,
Happy
Lauren.
to hear our lovely voices. Sorry that too bad that it's after you left. We'll try to do our best for you.
All right, Fiona's now looking, I think, to get into the rings. Oh, look, apologies, viewers. She's actually looking to draw in behind the guard that has been set by Team Ravens. And she has put up a beautiful center guard. All right, we have Kristen.
So Kristen's second stone here. Williams just asking her to go behind the guard that she set up before out on the wing. This should be a fairly standard shot for Kristen.
Yeah, and she's got some phenomenal sweepers as well.
And they're onto it early. It's got lots of room, so it must be light. Looks good though, they're starting to ease up. Lots of room to get on the guard.
Dustin's thrown his first last stone rock, and he made a great hit and roll.
So Armstrong line 2 in the men's sheet with 1 rock remaining for Team Johns. Tanner's throwing skip rocks.
So it's looking like Armstrong has the ability to get 2 here in the 6th, and they've got a couple ends left to score a few more. Potentially tie it up in the 8th and go to the extra end.
Yep. This is a pretty high pressure shot for Tanner.
And throwing a draw.
Yep, come around that center guard, their own guard. They were on it immediately, so I'm wondering if they're by. I can't see from our position right now, but they are
It
sweeping.
looks tight. They are brooms down, heads down, and
Oh, just racked on the front guard. Still went into count, but not undercover.
yeah.
That would have been, it's still a beautiful shot.
Tanner's probably looking for the double here.
Oh, he's got high weight.
Nobody's yelling and nobody's
No
sweeping on.
one's- We're not
Oh.
sure. So he hit
And rolled
Armstrong's
out.
red and rolled out. Armstrong's line 1 with the opportunity to draw in for 2. No split or anything.
I wonder
That's
what
really-
that would time, Nicole.
His Tanner's 6. Oh, you just always got to tell us, hey, curler. Got a little advice from Dean Hewitt, our Olympic curler, mixed doubles partners with Tali Gill. So we'll take all the advice we can get from those two.
He just looked at it and he was able to tell us the time, hey? So Karen here is trying to draw around. So they've got the hammer.
So they're onto this now too, quickly. It still has to move.
And I think she's a little bit light. Yeah, but great call. I think that's a phenomenal call. Tough shot to make.
Oh, she's just on
but
her front
just
guard.
on the front.
But those are usable. That's close enough for
for a tap back.
Tap back. And yeah, I get the sense like both these teams are focused, but there's a lot of pressure right now on these final ends of the game.
Sorry, Nicole, I just got to draw your attention to sheet B. It's looking like Armstrong is trying to
go for
split
3.
and go for 3.
Do you think that's possible, or it's a bit too far out?
I think it is absolutely possible, and I think that's what you got to do. In these games, you know, playing against the best of Australia, you need to make big
chances.
shots. Yeah.
And Dustin loves the big shots. He comes through on them.
And he can make them. I've experienced it in mixed fours. In fact, I'm still reveling in
We'll
my-
see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just asking the gallery what they think.
Anne has a beautiful shot,
shot.
here. She has, Anne has made a beautiful.
So we've got some clapping in the gallery. She's come perfectly behind her center guard there. And out front, which means they can't do a deep freeze and settle in.
So we've got a score of, 6-3 for Powell. And she's sitting 2 without the hammer.
Okay, Dustin's just release this stone. There's no sweeping, no nothing. Oh, they're getting on it now. It looks like a control plus weight. He's tapped his own in, unfortunately
not for the split.
Oh, and Tanner's trying to sweep it out the back.
It was
and it hangs around.
It was a very tricky split, but good on him to try it.
And still using his tolerance to stick around and not.
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
Take 2 for sure.
When you're down 5, you've got to try. So Karen's just thrown. They're trying to, they're trying to take out Ray's double out, whatever that's called. You know.
So she looks.
That's okay. They've
disappointed
opened
in
it up.
herself, but it's still good. They've removed that front yellow.
The tolerance was if you don't make the angle raise takeout, you've opened it up, right?
Okay, so Anne's just called another guard up front, and Jen will most likely put that exactly up front. She's usually spot on with these guard or draw.
Yeah, Jen has a superpower for drawing. Again, Jen has just such a beautiful slide. She's straight. Her line is great.
In her delivery. So they're watching it. It looks fantastic.
It looks
They're
good.
starting
They're on
to
it
jump
now.
on it. I think
So it's
maybe
starting
they're
to
trying
curl.
to bring it in even.
It's curling a lot.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Wow.
That's a very lovely shot. There might be still Nicole Laporte open for Team Williams to get to. They also have the outside.
Stone is there too.
Maybe the double.
So Williams is going to start calling to do some stuff with the rocks out front here. Start clearing some stuff up.
If you clear it, it's great. But if you hit it straight back, actually, it's possible to make the double there. I mean, it's hard to see from us in the gallery, but you never know.
And definitely Westman can be there for that double.
Well, she has just such a beautiful and consistent throw as well.
And she's been so reliable for her hits and her draw.
Looks like just the peel here.
Oh, yep. So she removed her own. It just hung out there on that.
And that's the tolerance, right? So you have 2 shots. So as a skip, you're like, well, if you can straight back double takeout, if it's possible. It's hard to see again from up here. But you want to make sure that you get that out.
Open up that house a bit. Access to those yellow rocks. So Pal is going to set up another guard here and close those ports. We have Johns now just trying to keep the house really clean on this end, not allow Armstrong to stack any points on top. They need to keep them from scoring to finish this final up.
I'd imagine the nerves on both these women's teams are up, right? They have all played
This
such
looks
phenomenal
they
curling.
have. This looks light.
They're on it, but I think
Yeah,
it's, no,
it's-
she's got it. It's beautiful. Keep going, keep going. Yeah, look, that's a great outcome. But there is a port, so I have no doubt that Sarah is going to focus her attention on getting through that hole.
So they're calling pretty high weight here.
I think, Nicole, it's, you know, you can say, let's put a guard and block the play, but those can be difficult because you don't want to be heavy, you don't want to be in the rings, so you do throw it a bit lighter, and that can change the kind of trajectory of where the rock stops.
Yeah, and that's a pretty regular shot for a curler, but under pressure, and whether you stay in the tournament or not, changes the dynamics of whether you are
So Helen's just looking at
Tight.
and Helen's just looking at some different plays here. What would you play here, Nicole?
I'd go her initial call. I agreed with that. Right through the port, up onto shot stone, and maybe, I mean, you don't want to roll perfectly behind that front yellow because then they can. But I don't think the takeout's there because those front guards. And
maybe
Sarah
that's-
throws such good weight
Yeah.
as well. If she doesn't get through that port for some reason, she's opening it up.
That might be what, and we don't see the same angles up here, so that might be what Helen sees, and that she doesn't feel that that shot is there. So the team is just all now gathered to kind of have a collective view of it.
And all they're worried about is that if something does go wrong, we do not want to leave them with shots for 3 or 4 this late in the game. Or something so difficult that Helen doesn't have.
You want, as a skip,
option.
you want an option. So you're trying to plan a couple shots in advance so that you can give your skip an option. And obviously your skip is trying to plan that for themselves as well.
Dean, Jeff says hi. Dean says, hey, Jeff.
Dean Hewitt is just behind us, actually. He's watching the game, and Tully is here
Okay, so
as
they've
well.
gone. Right, okay, so this just needs to come for a little bit. Waits up. This is looking
This is
really
looking
good.
really good.
Oh! Well, so she
She's
just
tech-
nicked off the front center guard, but still removed the shot rock from play, and yellow's only line one at the moment. So, fantastic shot.
Probably not the outcome that Team Williams was looking for, but removing one of the
Yeah,
stones.
Still good.
Yeah.
And that's probably a little difficulty when you have that high weight of whether it moves. But that was fantastic regardless.
So after the finals of these games, not the finals, but the end of these games, the curling community of Australian nationals is having a barbecue. And Nicole, can you smell that?
Yeah, I know, it's making me very hungry,
Something-
especially after a week of curling. I'm
Something
so
is smelling
hungry.
like really delicious.
Really good.
And it's not the mulled wine, but I don't know if we're having snags or
So Jen has said hi to Dean too, and
maybe we should
Jeff
get
and
Dean
Megan
on
are
here.
loving the score on the screen, which is, yes, a huge help. I should be. Say hi to Tali as well. We do. Well, you can't leave me. I'm not commentating with Dean. That's pressure.
No, I didn't say anything, but we said you were here. So you got to press the unmute. No, you're in. Oh, you can't see a thing.
What role are you taking?
The side card.
You're the anchor, I'm guessing?
No. co-pilot has deserted me. She's right in front of me. And we have Dean Hewitt joining the commentary.
Thanks for having me.
So Dean, we're commentating Sheet C, but we've been updating the live stream on Sheet B because we have some family members and fans watching Armstrong versus Johns.
Yeah, I guess we've got 6-3 across the board at the moment.
Oh, he's young, he has eyesight. He can read the score.
So it looks like Helen's kind of coming down, probably top 4, trying to get under that yellow rock, trying to set up a little bit of space, trying not to get fully to T-line, leave some space for 2. Going 1 down into the last end's not too bad.
Yeah, she'll definitely want to take 2 here with the hammer. Yeah, he just said that across the board. Thanks for coming to the party, Amanda.
Do you want the headset
Would you
back,
like to
Amanda?
commentate? Would you? Okay, so they're sweeping. They're on it right away.
Looks like they've got to work it here. Trying to get some finish as well.
She just wants it to move a little bit.
Got to tuck a little piece under at least. That's a great sweep.
Fantastic. Got a little clap in the gallery here.
So it looks like Aggie can see probably 2/3, 3/4 of a rock here. So if she can just make contact, get rid of it, she's going to get the 4-1 here, which is a pretty good outcome going to last end. 2 up with the hammer.
You agree with this call, Dean?
Yeah, as long as you get rid of that red, keep your lead of 2.
Yep.
Helen's got to draw for 1.
Force her to 1 with the hammer. You're feeling good for it.
Absolutely. Looks pretty close.
Yeah, this looks great. No sweep yet, which means
Starting to
they're
finish.
watching, they're watching. What beautiful weight, too. Nice
And
shot.
sticks around.
And goes behind her own guard. Not that they need that right now, but. So this is the fun of curling, when you're forcing the skip to have to make their final shot. So Williams going for 1 with the hammer. Would have liked to get 2 at the least, but needs to take 1 here.
It definitely has hit full 8-foot. Score they won. Same show as what she just had, so she should have that feel for now. Working pretty early again.
Yep, they're on it quick. It looks like it's curling into that front yellow.
They got to get it there. It's going to be tight. Great sweep. Look at that.
Good. And they were just making sure as well. Fantastic. Helen likes to make her team sweat. We got clapping in the gallery.
That's the way you want to do it.
She's just keeping them on their toes.
That's
keeping
right.
them warm for that final end, right?
As a sweeper, it's actually the one you want to have because that's the one that you sweep the whole way. You don't have to worry about, I'm going to oversweep it and sweep it through.
The close ones are the tough ones.
Exactly.
Like, yes, no, where is it, where is it? my co-commentator is getting stuck into the mulled wine. She's giving up her spot. Okay, what are we doing over here on sheet B? We've got Johns shooting right now, removing one of the front red guards, trying to clean up the house.
Yeah, slightly opens it up and guards his own yellow, so not too bad of an outcome, but looks like Armstrong still got 2 reds in there, so still got to keep guarding, I think. Okay, final end. Red is down by 2, having to steal 2 to tie it to get to the extra. So looking for 2 center guards here. Really important to try and get this on center line, get maximal separation, trying to prevent that tick or any other shot that the other team may try and play against them.
They want all their rocks in play. Set up this end for them.
Yeah, so Kristen makes the center guard, hits the center line. Probably needs to throw the tight center after that to get a bit of separation with it. And just going straight in, trying to get under, get in there first. Trying to make it harder on Helen's team to get to that button.
Looks pretty good with their on it. Sweeping right away. Just making sure, I guess. It's got tons of room.
Always want to be in the house in this situation. It's a little bit out there, but as long as it's in the house, it could be a little bit of a catcher later on, or a savior if they have to peel out one of the reds. So,
And wants it to tee. She's calling for it. Yep. Good watch. They're good at timing and sweeping those two.
yeah, it's a great judge. Looks like a little bit of an undercurl over there on sheet B, so Tanner's got an open hit there. Could probably sit 2, I think.
I think so. I think that yellow is, yeah, from here it looks like it counting for that second red.
It's a little bit heavy and wider here from Kristen, so have to get this to sit down before the house, otherwise it's probably going to be an open hit.
Yeah. She does not want that to go deep at all.
Just slides in. So what's that
Nice
thing
shot
going?
by Tanner to lie 2 on sheet B.
Looks like they're going a bit aggressive here, trying to get in and sit 2. See some other players just trying to hit that red one out, but you know, getting rocks in play early seemed to be working this game, so continuing on that trend.
I think I have some Canadians on the YouTube live stream who said, good commentating. So I said, I'm commentating with a way better commentator now, who actually has a strong vault of curling knowledge and experience.
So it's my pleasure to be with you here, Nicole.
Oh, thanks. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not fun commentating with an Olympian. But hey, I'll just ride his coattails.
I'm not an Olympian in commentating, that's for sure, though.
Okay, so we're going for a hit here, hoping to remain behind the red stone. No?
Maybe a tap?
No, is that a...
Or are they throwing another guard?
Maybe coming in.
I have no idea what's happening
Yeah,
here.
sorry, we were chatting. We're
got
great
distracted.
commentators.
Yeah.
I was blinded.
If they can get by
the-
here and sit as another guard, it's
Yep.
actually a good outcome.
So she's by the
That-
front guard.
That would be my first call, was that Zach's shot. So that's a fantastic
Yeah,
spot.
and that's what we might have wanted from Kristen, actually, those 2 center guards early. So we're doing such a good job. People are offering us mulled wine, food.
Unfortunately, during competition for me, that is off limits.
That's it.
But you're all done, so you're
Yeah, the difference
ready to
between
go.
fun curling and elite athletes is your conditioning, your food, your diet, your
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get Dean a protein shake.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
As long as it's batch tested.
Yes. Yes, we must be careful about that. It's actually no joke funny to us. But. Okay, so Powell's just looking to remove this front red one.
It's pretty close.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes it feel
Great
perfect.
shot.
Yeah, so Red's just looking to continue to guard here, I think. We've got to be a little bit patient and hope for a miss from yellow, and then hopefully sink one under a little bit later in the end. Try and get under cover.
Shout out to the Seafood on Spencer crew from Port Broughton, South Australia, who are listening to the live stream, getting into curling, learning about it, loving all the terms of curling.
Is that a potential sponsor endorsement for the
Yes,
event?
I think so.
And
If
we
anyone's
have
out there,
handshakes on sheet B. So congratulations to Team Johns, who have won the Australian Men's Curling Championships.
So we've got clapping, congratulations in the gallery. This is where you sat last year, Dean, with the Men's National Championship.
That's right. Love to be out there again with them this year. They played phenomenally well, and they're a great bunch of people and great curlers. So I'm looking forward to watching them continue on for the rest of the season. We've got a big season ahead, with plenty of events, so
Yes.
all the best going forward to them.
And that'd be a relief getting past Armstrong. Very strong team, super focused and super competitive. So great tournament all around.
Exactly right. Congratulations to Team Armstrong for getting the silver. I know it's never what you're after, but
No.
at the end of the day, they had a great event, and
And kudos
well
to
done.
Armstrong, because you can never count them out.
Exactly right.
Never.
So we got a bit
Hey.
distracted there,
Yes.
for good reason though.
Okay.
And looking for another peel, and makes it again. There's all smiles out there, but there's still
So
more
Powell's
rocks to come.
line 2. Nothing under cover for her, and Williams has 2 up front, and we've got Sarah Westman now throwing for a hit on the outside yellow.
They're potentially going for another guard here. Looks like it. So it's probably one of the last guards they can throw here
Yep, running out of
before
rocks
they have
slowly.
to start coming underneath the reds and trying to get a couple rocks in play.
And Powell going again for the removal. Big weight for Jen.
Looks like it's got to finish a little bit.
It's got to come over just a bit. But she's
Might
got
be on the back. Oh.
Oh. Go. And Powell's
Oh.
going to sweep that out the back. Wow. That,
I was a little
that
worried
e-
that was
that
going to
ended
jam
up
back
better.
into that other
Same.
yellow.
Same. I thought they were in trouble there for a moment, but that worked out.
So she's got a chance here if your Team Williams. You can freeze one onto that yellow and put a couple in there. It's shrinking down that scoring area to the 4 foot, and it's no gimme to hit the 4 foot, especially in the last end. Everyone's left the ice now, so ice conditions can change.
Yeah. And we have noticed that through the week when the other teams have left. They have changed just a touch. How are you feeling right now, Dean, if you're Team Williams?
I mean, the biggest thing here is you just want to make every shot perfect. I mean, you can only do what you can control, and the opposition,
Yeah.
you have to hope for 1 or 2 misses here. But
Play to your game.
yeah,
Yeah.
just focus on what you can control here and make your shots and put the pressure back on Team Powell.
And this is where your practice and experience comes in, your consistency in shots. So they're sweeping this, they're
So it's
onto this.
very
They want to
close.
freeze it right up to this yellow.
Oh,
Fantastic.
fantastic
What
sweep.
a beautiful shot. Good sweep, ladies. That's a high pressure shot right now as well. She'd be
That is
feeling a little
clutch.
relieved at that. That's when you're supposed to breathe when you're coming out of the hack, and when you're actually holding your breath going, I need to focus.
And it's such an easy one to overthrow. You see
Yeah.
that yellow back there, you can throw a little bit extra, you think you got the backing, but
You
that's an easy
do.
one where you chap off and suddenly you've left an open hit and bam, yellow's sitting 3. So
Red's counting, right? Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, so
red's
Red's
counting.
counting. So Pal's just confirming with her team about the call. Just making sure.
might be looking at the peel here, potentially double peel. You still have to be a little bit careful though, because
Careful.
the 2 reds at the moment are lined up pretty good into that yellow if you
It's
jam
right.
it into the red. So have to
Yeah.
be a little careful that you don't.
They do
hit it in
seem
a
quite
perfectly wrong
lined up to
position.
perfectly
Yeah.
knock their own out. But yeah, she'll use this stone for one more peel on these front ones, on these front rocks.
Yeah, essentially the objective here, trying to open up that back red, so hopefully they can move it a little bit later.
Okay,
Good chunk.
so they're on it. They're on it. Looks like it's nose
Over curling a little bit.
hit here.
Oh, you don't want to jam this.
Oh, and this is what we were just
Oh.
talking about, unfortunately.
So that end has shifted in 2 shots.
Yep. So we have Williams now line 2 and under a bit of cover. So what are you thinking? What's going through their minds for next shot right now, Dean?
So essentially here, you've got that center red guard that you're trying to utilize as much as possible, trying to cut down that scoring area, and probably trying to get one top 4 here, get a good chunk around to that guard, and almost trying to cover up the back red as well in the back of the 4-foot, because if you can, what we call a Christmas tree, get that kind of diagonal line there,
Yep.
then they can't really get to nose of any of the reds, and it's a good way to sit 3 going to the last shot of the end. And you know, Anne's always going to have a shot to cut them down, but you know, it's going to be high pressure, and last shot, you know, having to win to go to that extra game, you never know what could happen. Tell you what, that barbecue's smelling pretty good too.
I know, it smells fantastic, actually.
Heard there's local venison on the menu, so very keen for that a little bit later.
So 6-3 coming home. Williams needs every shot. Beautiful delivery, looks good, looks close.
It's close.
Oh, looks like
Gotta
it's a
be
bit
by, but
hot,
it looks a
but
bit
she's got to be
hot,
by this
yeah.
front one.
I'll have to look at the tap, trying to hit it thick. Just don't want to over curl this and leave a really
No.
big pocket at the back. Ooh.
So further back than she would have liked.
Yeah,
Still in play though, and forces a pressure shot for.
yeah, it just looked like they had to go for line a long way there, and therefore just carried it a bit deeper. The weight was probably pretty close out of the hand. But we've seen a little more line. So high pressure freeze here. You got to be there. If you end up short here and leave them sitting 3, it's not going to be an easy shot for you last. So
And if you get one in here on the button and bury it, that's a
it's gonna be hard to
difficult
remove.
for the other
Yeah.
team to do anything with that. Beautiful delivery here. We'll watch what the sweepers do.
Oh, they're saying it's
Oh,
up.
it looks up. Line
Definitely wider
is
than it
wide
has.
than they would like at this moment. Oh, you think maybe a tick off
They
there
might
on
have
yellow,
to with this
maybe,
weight.
just to bury that?
Yeah.
Or it's coming now. I think we
Can't
might
go
have been
through the
on
hole.
that.
Oh.
Oh no, wow. So that's come through the port, which is extremely hard to do when you call that shot
Absolutely,
even.
yeah.
Just a
Hard
bit
to
out
do
there
to
and a
try
bit
it.
weight. Fantastic try though. That's exactly what.
The line was probably pretty close. It was more so
Yeah,
just the weight.
Just the weight. And that's just pressure. They still have one in there.
that yellow might come into play. They might have to play off it to actually get to the button if Helen makes a really good one here.
If she gets it in there, then that they're going to have to use that. Because right now it's not even red sitting 3.
Exactly right. Helen's just cleaning the ice there. It's always important, especially for that last shot. Generally, people clean that path just a little bit more. Make sure there's no picks, any debris in front of the rock, because that's probably one of the worst things to see is the last shot of the game ending up with a pick.
Yep. And this is a national championship, so if they do get 4, they come home for the win.
Absolutely.
We have some fans deliberating all the different calls and options, if it goes out wide, or if they're heavy, or if they're light.
Yeah, it's a great turnout here tonight. Everyone's in the house, cheering everyone on.
I can feel the pressure right now. Okay. This looks like
a little wider than the previous one, which is a good thing.
A little heavier too, but no, the sweepers are watching it. Great communication out there.
Yeah, you want to judge this and put this in the perfect spot here.
It's looking beautiful. Oh. Oh.
You're going to end up almost guarding this enough.
Okay. I thought they wanted to bring that deeper for 4 to not play the extra end.
Yeah, it looks like they've guarded that in off that we were talking about earlier off that yellow. So
here you go.
That's no longer there, and now they're going to have to either come through the hole there or potentially even play the double on the reds, which
that's difficult.
You got to get so close to that yellow rock, and that's a tough shot.
And the risk, if you do come into the house with that red one, is you create more of a hit for them, don't you? An easier.
Yeah, so coming up short there was a better option, but there's high risk here because, you know, if you actually hit out one of the reds that's, you know, top 4 there, you can still go to an extra end.
Yeah.
Still a good outcome. But trying to come through the hole there, it's not a huge hole with the right weight, so you got to make this absolutely perfect.
So as it stands right now, we're sitting 3 red, aren't we? Just trying to.
Yeah,
screen's not on. So we're sitting at a tie game to go to an extra end. If Powell, yellow stones, can come in somehow to sit 1, game's over. They play another final tomorrow morning.
Yes, exactly right. 10 o'clock.
If not, we're going to extra ends, unless for some reason they hit another red one in for them, but that's highly unlikely.
So it looks like they're trying to actually throw a hit through the hole here.
Going through that.
It's going to be hard to stick around, so it may actually just be to go to the extra end.
I like this call.
I don't mind it. Like,
apparently the crowd likes it.
Yeah. I think they're going for the hit through the hole. It's going to be hard to stick around.
Yeah, this is tough, but this is fun.
Yeah.
This is fun to watch.
Probably the least risky shot out of the whole
fun
bundle.
For us. Not for the curlers right now. This is a high-pressure shot, and we're off.
The bonus curling here. Got to get through the hole.
That's looking good. Anne's going back. Oh, it looks like it might be on that front early, but
it's really close.
No, it's close.
Straight through.
It's close.
Oh, on the rub. Oh, no way. Can you believe that? A little rub onto the yellow and back over to the button. Aggie has played the shot to win the game and go to the final game tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
And they used that yellow stone, Dean. They used that
yellow stone. It came into play.
It did.
We've got the Mexican wave going through the crowd here.
What an amazing last end shot for the curling community up here to watch and for these teams. So Powell has a sigh of relief here.
Absolutely. That was a tight game right up into that last rock, and what a fantastic way to play that last end. But, gee, Williams hang in there really well, and we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Amazing. And Williams will go back now and regroup and debrief and see what strategy they need to set into play for tomorrow's final. Fantastic. What a pleasure to commentate with you.
Thanks, Nicole.
You're a little smarter, a little more experienced than me, but hey.
No, that was a fun game. Thank you everyone for listening. it is heading out to a barbecue tonight here for all the curlers, so we're looking forward to that. Another regroup for the teams out there, but I'm sure they'll pop up and have a little bite to eat and maybe drink with the opposition. But
we're looking to a fantastic final tomorrow, and we will be celebrating the men's final with Team Johns taking that off of Team Armstrong today.
yeah, once again, thank you to everyone, and congratulations to Hugh Milliken, Steve Johns, Tanner Davis, and Matt Panucci, who have won as the Australian men's curling champions.
Awesome, and thank you guys all for tuning in. Your support, as usual, is greatly appreciated.
Absolutely.
Okay, signing off. See you tomorrow, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Have you cut us?
Oh, he only looks at you. I want to watch that back.
It wasn't cold, but it just worked out. It's funny
But
that you
that
said
was
at the
good.
very end like that yellow could come into play.
Coming to play, and you're like, highly unlikely, but it could.
Is that the shot you called?